Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Let me just get this shared out. Make sure you share it too if you can, because this is my ninth. This is my ninth episode in the series. And, that's my goal, is to just, if it can help somebody with their business, then share it. So, good morning, Stormy. How is everyone? I've got my, my tea here, so don't mind me. It's a beautiful day. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep anybody, for too long today. I've got a lot of things to say, like usual. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, my name is Lee Rader. I've been in the cosmetology industry going on 24 years, and I've just really seen it shift over the years, and there's just been a lot of frustration that I've been seeing from professionals in a lot of the private groups that I'm in, and all these topics keep coming up, and it's one of those things where people are either going to evolve with it or they are not going to. And for those that evolve with it, they're going to reap the benefits. Those who don't, it's just going to be a little bit more difficult for them in the long run. So, first week I actually went over diversion, which is a huge topic in the industry. I actually started with the topic because it's one of the biggest things that's really happening right now. Then the second week I actually went over the way that distribution has changed, and that's across the board for anything we buy now, with online shopping and Amazon and things like that. Third week, it was all about booth or chair rental versus employees. Obviously that has changed over the years as well. Fourth week was Uberization of the industry, and by that I meant with the glam squads and the dry bars, they are growing very rapidly, like crazy, all across the country, and offering a really cheap at-home service. So disrupting the industry big time. And then week 5 was all about deregulation, which ties in with the Uberization of the industry, right? If we can, well, I shouldn't say if we, but if they can deregulate the industry, obviously they can find more people to work for them and pay them, little to nothing, because they charge little to nothing. So that was all about that. Then the 6th week I went over cosmetics, which is a $1 billion industry, one of the fastest growing industries, and how you can leverage that. Then the 7th week it was all about the global social media stars that are really changing the way that people hear about products, how to promote products. So that was a great week. And then last week, week 8, I went all over the importance of social media. So let me know where you are from. I would love to know if this is the first time you're watching this, or if you've been following my series. Let me know, are you in the industry? Whether it's esthetician, cosmetologist, makeup artist, whatever it is, let me know. And if you're not, that's fine too, because I'd love to educate our clients too, just because there's ways that you can help your professional and still support them. So a lot of these things, people are just like, I never do that, I never do that. And so many people are almost like, we're so busy as stylists, we're working behind the chair every day, and we're just like getting our clients in, and we're not really focused on all these other things that really affect our business. And so today I want to talk about, how are your clients finding you? So even though I talked about the importance of social media last week, you know what? I want you to realize that just because you have a rich social media presence, it does not mean that a website is not important or relevant to your consumer. Social media is great to engage with the people that already like and follow you, but how are people following you when they're searching? And I will tell you, I'm absolutely, let me say this. The difference between a professional and a non-professional, and a lot of times, is a website, because a lot of these clients, and regardless of what facet of the industry you're in, They are wanting to see a professional website with a professional portfolio on it, okay? So people are still searching for local services through search engines like Google. So if you're not there, or if you don't have a strong website, because that's the other thing, if you have a website and nobody can find you, if it has like no SEO whatsoever, what's the point of having a website? And so that's the other side of it, is so many people are, well, I have a website. Well, if they're Googling you, are you showing up on the 15th page? Or are you showing up at all? Because if you're not up there on the first page, or I usually only look at the first page, then they're not finding you. So you know what? It's still a very necessary part of, you know, your business, okay? So what I also want you guys to realize is, if you have a website, and if you need help with website, I actually have people I work with, okay? So they can like look at your website, they can even improve your social media presence if you have like a decent website and don't have that. So that's my whole point of this, is like going through that. All right, so the other thing is, I want you to realize that your website not only becomes important for search, but also a way for you to display your products and services. It's like your poster for what you're doing, all right? And your unique proposition, because you have to like have something that stands you out and have a mission, okay? So I also want to talk about online and e-commerce, because we all know that where are the clients buying products, right? E-commerce. Amazon, eBay, whatever. They're finding it online. We already determined that when we talked about diversion and distribution channels changing. All right. The other thing I want you to realize is, how do they schedule? I talked about that a little bit last week, where people are like complaining that their clients are always texting them at all hours of the day trying to set up appointments. Well, if you don't have online scheduling and you're giving out your phone number, that's what's going to happen, because people are going to text you when they think about it, right? All right, so when you have a website, let's talk about top pages. So your top pages should be about, our services, a gallery, scheduling, and then content or contact. I have all these notes, guys. Okay, so adding a page for any press coverage, news, media, etc. is a great bonus to feature, because you always want to be telling people what exposure is out there for your business. The thing about galleries is they should be segmented. Hi, Song. So your audience can filter out what they truly want to see. So example is like bridal before and after. So if you focus on bridal, they want to see that. Senior portraits. Even before and afters for those, because I just actually met with a photographer where we were talking about the importance of having your hair and makeup done for senior pictures, and just showing them the difference that it makes, you know, through the camera. So that's a perfect one. And then, you know, your cut and colors, you know, if that's what you are focusing on, have that. Fashion shots, just to show your ability to do like different fun looks. That's always great too. Family and children. If you want family and children in your salon, you know, but always get permission first before you're, especially for underage children. I get permission from all my clients to use their picture, just because it's a way for me to keep track of who wants them out there and who doesn't. The other thing is, you know, if you do extensions, that's great. I'm an extension specialist, so I always love to show my extensions when I was building that clientele. But really the most important thing about having a website is it has to be mobile or tablet responsive. So many websites have not changed over to this. And where are most of the people looking? They're using their tablet or phone. So if your website is not responsive, it won't look, it'll look all like they'll have to shift over, and it just won't fit on a tablet or phone screen. It won't be responsive. So that is extremely important. So check out your website on your, you know, mobile device and see, is it tablet responsive or mobile responsive? So the other thing is update your website once a month with new photos, features, or, always update your bio. If you're going to new classes and you're learning new things, you always should keep that fresh, and it'll be SEO, it'll help with your SEO. So if you have a website that you have to pay somebody to make the changes all of the time, that is going to be really costly if you have to and you have to wait for them to do it. So having a website where you can make those changes really easily is really key as well. So online video, what am I doing right now? I'm doing an online video. So obviously that's become more popular as well. So if a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth 1,000,000, right? Hi, Christina. So think about featuring a video on your home page. Now, you can do like tutorials embedded from your YouTube channel. Video content is really important. You can even hire a videographer to make like a fun commercial video. We've done that, and that was a lot of fun. But always use your content. So if you're putting it on YouTube, you can actually embed it on your website, and then you're getting views on YouTube, you're getting followers on YouTube, but you're also using that content for your website too. So learning how to do all of that is a must as well. All right, so have you considered online scheduling or reservations, or maybe you already have it? Like I said, they want to schedule easily. You have to make it as easy as possible. They want fast. They don't want to talk. Nobody wants to talk to anybody anymore. I always ask people, do you use your phone to call people? Because most of our phones we're using to email and text and go on Facebook or go on social media or search or whatever it is. Most people are not using their phone to make phone calls because no one wants to talk to each other anymore. So you have to make sure that you have online scheduling, and there's so many different programs out there that can do all these things that I'm talking about. So what I want you guys to think about though is lastly, your website should drive in more revenue. So offer products for sale through an e-commerce enabled shopping cart. There are platforms that I use where it's all already ready, and all they have to do is just put that on their website, and it will drive traffic to their own e-commerce website, and they would actually get retail profit on those products. So very, very valuable. Sell gift cards and gift certificates on your website. Again, there are affiliates where you can do that through, and again, people don't want to drive to your salon to get a gift card. Or if you do things on location, you don't have, that's obviously really smart to do. Okay, so importance of a website, right? You're thinking it's pretty important. What about email marketing? Does anybody do email marketing anymore? Because here's the thing. Like I said, staying in touch with your clients on social media is really important too, but long form content is making a comeback. It's making a comeback. So if you were one that you're like, we don't really need to do that anymore, it really is a must for your marketing strategy. So 20% of your clients know the services and products you offer. Only 20%. So the other 80%, they don't know everything you have to offer, especially if you have a large menu of services, right? So email would be a great way to showcase all the services that your salon offers. And, you can also use it to upsell and cross-promote different things as well. So the other thing you can do is send thank you emails. Set up your salon software so that every time they come at the end of the week or whatever, maybe even immediately that day, they get a thank you email. That starts to build that relationship even further than, currently. Event-based emails. Is it someone's birthday? Maybe it's their anniversary. Maybe you're having some workshops, some things going on at the salon. That's the way that you can let even more people know. People aren't seeing all of that stuff through social media. Send appointment confirmations. Ask them, do you want to be reminded by email? I actually just got 2 text message confirmations this morning from appointments I have with my kids at places, not a salon, but that's just normal now to do that. And then, that can be a reminder so that they don't miss their appointment, because we all know that when people miss the appointments with us, they can't get in for a few months again, and then we feel bad and they feel bad and everybody just feels bad about it. Last minute appointments. Maybe you had someone cancel and your schedule isn't completely full. You know what? You can send out emails to let people know that you have some gaps to fill in. Timed reminders. Maybe you set it so that if you know that your clients due back for a color, say 5 weeks, you can send them a reminder if they haven't, booked anything with you yet. Or maybe they haven't been to the salon in like 3 months. Maybe you can send an email out just saying, you know what, we missed you. I used to always want to find out why. Why aren't they coming back? You can send them a survey. You can try it. I would contact them personally first, and if that doesn't work, then send that out. But you always want to know, why aren't people coming back? Is it something that happened? Is it something that you can, avoid for next time? What about SMS messaging? And that is the texting I was talking about. Now, there are a lot of salon softwares out there where you can have your clients sign up to receive text messages either daily or weekly with promotions, and obviously you can also send reminders and, things out during that, or for the SMS messaging as well. What about a loyalty program? Even if you are like really busy, like all the time, so I still want you to consider having a loyalty program, because what keeps them loyal to coming back to you? You want to treat your good clients like gold. If you treat them like that, they will keep coming back. And I always talk about, you want to create those raving fans. Okay, so you want all these people out there talking about how they should come to you and how great the salon is and this and that. So there's all different programs out there. I could probably do a whole session on that. But some thoughts on that are, maybe give clients points. There's softwares that do that for, certain services or retail, and you can have like where for a month, if they buy certain retail, they get double points, whatever it is. Or you can just actually do a referral program. That's what was always really effective for us is, give them a reward for a referral, and there's different things that you can give out where they can give your card. I mean, gosh, we could go over that all day, but maybe that's another show. And I did kind of touch on this about sending out a survey to people not coming back, but what about just sending out a survey to your good clients too, just to get some feedback every once in a while. Maybe certain services they're wanting, or products, or whatever it is, get their opinion, because their opinion matters, right? Their opinion is your business, so that's very important. Gift certificate promotions. We always did this more for the holidays, where they can actually, if they buy a $100 gift card, maybe they get a $10 gift card for themselves to spend, or buy this gift card, get a percentage off the next, or whatever it is you want to do that. Be creative with that and see what happens. So I want to talk about Groupon and living social, because this topic comes up all the time. People are always like, well, should I just start, have a Groupon because my books are really low and are, you know what I'm saying? They're not busy enough, so they really consider Groupon. So here's the thing. These sites, they're going to ask you to discount more than what you're very comfortable with, okay? So Groupon, it was one of the hottest startups in the world when it started up, and it's basically an online, offline e-commerce company. So the whole point is putting out these really good deals so that people buy them, right? But normally they're around like 50% off. All right, so it couldn't deliver enough value for participating businesses, especially salons, because if you think about salons, they don't have as big of a markup as you think on services. So if they're offering 50% off on their services, there's really not a lot left over at the end of the day. And here's the thing. Yes, it is easy to get people in the door, and it's really a way to get like hundreds or even thousands, depending on the size of your salon and what you're doing, through the door. But the problem is only 1% of those clients actually turn into a regular client. So what are most of the people doing that buy them? They just want to get a deal. They just jump from all the different salons to get the deal. They don't intend on coming back. So if you really are good at what you do, you can get them to come back, but it's like 1%. So if you think about it, if a salon with 3 staff sells 1,000 deals and only 10, because that would be 1%, come back again and pay normal prices. Hi, Nina. That's over 1,000 man hours, at least 2 months, okay? At least 2 months of revenue or loss making treatments to gain 7 new clients. So is it worth it? No, it's really not worth it, okay? So I found a quote. I actually follow John Carter, and he is actually the CEO of Empire, which is an online to offline e-commerce network with over $40 million in funding, okay? And the blog post was titled, "The Formula to Create a $1 Trillion Industry." Now, you guys know I like to research stuff, and this is what I do, which is really strange because I'm a creative, but I have that side of my brain as well. And so his article was titled, "The Formula to Create a $1 Trillion Industry." And what he said is like exactly what I just said. Daily deal sites frequently used a 50% offer because that's really what they're going to push you to do. That motivated online consumers by the truckload, but wasn't sustainable for the offline businesses. So the offer has to walk a fine line of motivational for consumers. Got to turn the page. Sustainable for businesses. Okay, so daily deals were like steroid pumping up businesses fast, but then leaving them with a small number of returning customers. So what actually works is an exercise program. Okay, so I liked this. That's why I'm reading it to you, because if you think about it, like you have to like exercise and kind of like massage the relationship. You can't just go out and like run a marathon, right? You have to build up to it. So what he suggests is having more of a local program where you're actually kind of like the rewards program I was talking about, where you're offering something that won't drive in as many consumers, but what it will do is make your business sustainable, all right, to keep those customers to continue coming back. It's not all about getting them like in the door right away, right? And I personally never did a Groupon. I had stylists that were independent in my salon that did, and it just was not effective for them. It just was not effective, and to the point where they're like, oh my gosh, another Groupon's coming in, because then you're locked into however many they sell. I mean, you can't just say, oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore. So I actually work with someone that has a Shop Local program, and it's just that. It's called Shop Local. It's a Shop Local program, and what it is it's an online loyalty reward program that gives online shoppers the opportunity to find services in their local area and earn cash back for using their business's services. And it's actually a small amount for the business, but the business simply pays a small percentage to Shop Local after the transaction, and then they actually reward the customer with that. So they actually have to come in to get the service, and it's going to bring in new traffic because they're actually looking for these Shop Local places because they want to frequent them. So what's great is there's no setup fee, there's no like out-of-pocket expenses until the client actually comes in there, okay? So, and it's very low. It's like a 10, they can pick, but at high, it would probably be like a 10%, but it's that rewards program. So you're rewarding them for that. And we've actually been, I could actually do probably a whole segment on that, where there are so many businesses that are just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because I talked last week about advertising and how that's changed, and you can't just advertise like you did traditionally. And even if you do, it's very, very costly on a monthly basis. Even to have just like one ad in something, it's very expensive. So people are thrilled when they have something like this where they don't have to pay until the customer actually comes in, and it's a very, very small percentage that's going to keep them coming back. So perfect scenario. All right, so let's talk about searching. Hi, Jennifer. People don't search to search, they search to find, right? So when they are searching and researching products and services, they're going to go on, where are they going to go on Google? And I already talked about that a little bit. Okay, so if they are a motivated buyer, which means they have a higher chance for customer client acquisition, you might want to consider doing some things with your SEO search. I actually, this was something else that came up. Someone asked, I think it was a makeup artist, and they said, how do you get most of your new clients? And she said, through SEO. Do you guys know how to do your SEO? Because if you don't, you need to find somebody that can, or have a website that's optimized for SEO, because like I said earlier, most of them actually aren't. Like if you look at some of the free sites that you get out there, yeah, you can build a site, but nobody can find it. Okay, so whether you appear in organic listings, paid advertisements, it's important to have a strong search strategy in place. And so, if you can get a higher rank organically, obviously that's great, right? I mean, because organically means that we don't have to pay for it, right? But sometimes we do need to, if we type in, like if I would type in, I'm just going to use this example, nail salon in Boston, Massachusetts, and you don't show up, you might have to do some paid advertising through Google and have somebody set that up for you. Sometimes now you can even get like the younger generation to do it because they just seem to know all that, right? Okay, but you do want to see where your ranks are. All right, so that is a good thing to do. So if they're searching for day spa, that's another example I have in your area. You want to see what page you're on. Are you on the 10th page? Are you on the 20th page? Because obviously that's going to make a difference. Qualified leads driven to your website based on your audience search for a product service that you can promote. And Yelp is another one. Make sure that you claim your listing on Yelp. If you just go to Yelp and you're like, oh, I'm on here, because usually businesses are, but if you didn't actually claim that listing and tweak it to the point where it's actually real and it has your real information in there, that's another one that people are looking for. Now I'm going to tell you the shop logo program I was talking about earlier actually is utilizing Yelp. It's all in the works to actually string that together. So when they find Yelp, they'll be like, oh, you know what? If you go to this one, because they're, through this local program, you're going to get rewards for going there. So brilliant, brilliant idea. And I'm really excited about that. So maybe I'll do a talk on that as well. All right. So that's why, and there's other listings that you can search across the internet. I know I just searched cosmetologists in my state or makeup artists in my state, and there are free listings that you can put all of your information on. Of course, they're going to want you to pay for it, but you can at least do the free ones if you don't want to pay, because Yelp will even try to get you to pay eventually. But just try to do the free ones for a while and see if it works, all right? The other thing that I want you guys to think about is reviews. Ask your clients for reviews. You have to ask to get them, especially if it's a good review, because people will always write bad reviews first. Because if someone's upset, that's the first thing they're going to do. They're like, oh, I'm going to write a really bad review about that. If people are happy, they just don't always think about it. So asking your clients to write a good review where you can use that on your website, or even if they can write it on Yelp or some of these search platforms, that's even better, because I don't know about you, but I look at that. When I'm going to a new place or even a restaurant, we're always looking at the reviews first before we even go through the door. All right. Now, it's going to happen where you're going to get some negative reviews because people just like to write negative stuff. It just happens, but just take a deep breath and just respond in a positive manner. If there's one negative review and there's 95, great reviews, people are gonna, they're gonna know that person is just, whatever, it happens. So people realize that. But, you do want to realize that after all, in the world we are in, word of mouth is the #1 way to gain clients. So you always do want to keep that in mind and always keep a positive presence, but it doesn't always happen as fast as we want it to, right? I mean, it takes time to build your clientele, and when you're in this industry, you know that, where it's we want it immediately overnight, but unfortunately it takes time. It's worth it if you can stay in the game, because a lot of people give up before they really reap the benefits of it. But if you can stay in the game and do some of the things I'm teaching you in some of these videos, that will help. All right, so I have a conclusion. So I want to say, okay, wouldn't you agree that it would be false to say that 100% of your success will depend on your digital marketing and social media strategies? Yeah, 100%, I'll admit that, right? But while they are important, nothing is better than delivering a great product or service with quality customer engagement. So you got to be on your game, right? You've got to always be like, and I'm going to do, take notes for me, Deborah. I see you're watching. I'm going to do a video about, one-on-one consultations and with your clients, and just really the way you're making them feel, because that's a huge part of it. Okay, but let's get back on track, which is why I always keep notes for you. For those of you that watch me, I kind of get sidetracked a little bit. But being genuinely interested in your clients, right? In listening. We have 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. We need to find out what they want. Building a strong relationship with them is really the most important thing. And then, that you can do as a professional. So, like I said last week, check out your social media, see what they're seeing, because they're checking you out there before they're coming in to see you, if they don't know you. Okay, so you want your clients feeling better about themselves in your presence. Let them relax, enjoy their service, provide them with the best environment that you can, and deliver what other people couldn't. Because, right, that's really honestly why clients leave a lot of times, was my stylist wasn't listening to me anymore. They weren't, or I shouldn't say she, but they weren't doing what I wanted anymore. I wanted this, I wanted that. There's always something that you can improve, and it's really important to find that out. And, some people are going to leave. It happens, right? But just from over the years, a lot of different stylists I worked with, there were some that they just weren't busy, even after being in the industry for years, and it was just because there was things that they were lacking when it came to the service they were providing for their clients. So that can be another subject, I think. So if you're looking to attract, engage, and communicate effectively and efficiently using a strong digital marketing strategy to build up and interact with your clientele so that you can increase quality service, increase revenue, because we work hard, we work really hard, decrease expenses, that's always nice, and streamline business practices. I want to know if you need help with that, because I will put you in touch with the people that I work with that can help with the local program, that can help with a website, that can help with SEO. Because at the end of the day, do you guys have time for all that? And it doesn't have to be as expensive as you think, because there's different ways that they can help, and there's different packages, and this company is the best that I've worked with for this, because there's a lot of people out there that will sell you a really expensive website, and then good luck, you can't do anything with it. It's really obsolete. So they'll help you with that. So let me know if you need help. Let me know what you think about my series, which was your favorite episode. If you missed them, you can go back and watch them either on my personal timeline here, or it's also in my blog post at leerader.com. I actually put all my notes on there, as well as my video and ways that you can contact me. So I might even put a fun little survey on there too this time, because why not? So thanks for joining me. Make sure to share this video, and let's help all the industry pros out there. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.